red. We're live with KUH or the Facebook stuff. So, hello everybody out there in the universe, not just Colorado, not just the United States. Let's see who do we got here. We got New Jersey, France, Peru, a couple of Peru stations, Edinburgh, Scotland, one of my favorite places in the world, Edinburgh, Scotland. So again, we're about 2 minutes away from going live with Facebook. So put on your headset. You're on number 2, 3. She's 3. 3. Okay. 4. 4. Oh yeah, 4, 4, 4, 4. Oh, gotta love this song. Okay, people out there in the listening world, I'm going to turn this up a little bit for you.
I hear this, but okay.
Yeah, can you hear yours?
No.
Okay, I'm not going to turn yours up because it gets kind of echoey. But they can't hear the music unless I turn it up in the studio. Are we good? Turn it down. It's too much. Okay.
Too much partying.
Okay, here we go.
Yes, I don't hear, or there's nothing in my headset right now.
All right, good morning, everybody. This is KUHSdenver.com, and you're listening to 360 Performance Talk. Got a special guest today bringing some new, well, you know, not new in some parts of the world, but new in my mindset about some of the things that are impacting health and wellness in ways that are extremely effective. And, yeah, you know, for some of us, it's immediate impact. You're going to feel it right away. And I know from a high performance perspective with the athletes I deal with and executives I talk to, they like results. They like to go get things done and see results. So once again, good morning. This is 360 Performance Talk. We're here today with Katie Wafer, right?
Yes.
Okay, just like the cookie.
Just like the cookie, vanilla wafer cookie.
And Katie represents, she's one of the founders and owners of Hydrate IV Bar, and 2 locations. She'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. But we're gonna share the impacts that kind of service has with your health and wellness. And I'm going to expand it beyond the health and wellness because I think it has a lot to do with your mindset, your view of your day, your view of your world. The more you can have a deeper understanding of what things and people affect you and your body and the way you perform and act, the better you're going to be at being able to improve and make a real impact. Now, before we get into those details, let me just give you some news. We got some things coming up. We'll talk more about next week's show as it relates to the NFL draft, because the NFL draft will be next week. Some great things the NFL is doing with the draft this year. It's going to be in a wonderful arena, event place, the Dallas Cowboys complex. It's an outstanding venue. I mean, the food alone is like close to 4 and 5 star kind of rated foods. But you've got Fox Broadcasting and Sports. Fox Sports is going to be taking care of it this year down in Dallas. They're going to have Troy Aikman, Joel Klatt. Joel Klatt remembers a CU grad, played football here as a QB. Jay Glazer will be down there joining everybody and bringing everybody in to the arena and the event of the NFL draft. That is going to be on April 26th. It starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's just going to be an event. I mean, they're going to be doing all kinds of fan interaction kind of stuff down there, getting fans into the NFL, what they call the NFL draft kickoff. You've got all different folks in the media circling the stadium and having almost like a fair-like atmosphere down there. So I would encourage you to watch it on Fox and take advantage of all the wonderful things that are happening down there with the NFL draft. In fact, some things are about health and wellness down at the draft. And we're going to talk to Katie about some of the clientele. Not any names, though. We're not going to name any names. Just categorical. You know, like they're football players. And other people that are finding their way to her shop and taking advantage of the wonderful effect that that has on. Now, that being said, let's talk a little bit about the schedule. Coming close to football season starting, the 2018 season, we're going to talk about the Thursday night football schedule a little bit. Once again, that's on Fox. Fox has got the Thursday night venue, and on the week 2, which is the opening night of Thursday night football, is going to be one of my favorite teams, the Baltimore Ravens versus the Cincinnati Bengals. Could be a really interesting game to start the season with those two quarterbacks. They always seem to generate a great competitive effort. But more importantly for me is watching the offensive line, because I think they're going to have a new starter there in Crockett Gilmore. He's somebody I tend to like to watch because he's somebody that I talk to quite often. And he's been on the show a few times. Crockett Gilmore made a big change. He injured himself in the preseason, so he's hoping to get past that this year, but injured his knee for a season-ending injury and has come back and has decided to change his position from tight end on the offensive line to offensive lineman. Now, instead of being around 270-ish, he's 300 plus, but says he feels great. So looking forward to that. All right, so now let's get started on our first segment in Mindset with Katie Wafer with Hydrate IV Bar. I love that name. I love that name.
Thank you so much.
And the things you've done with the motif at your shops, from the stuff I've seen on the internet, just a good attention to some details that really can make you feel good when you go into the shop. So, Katie, in getting into this business, what brought you to this? Where are you from? What have you done to bring yourself to this point in time?
Sure. So thank you, first of all, so
You're
much for
welcome.
having me here. We appreciate it. So I'm Katie Wafer. I am one of the owners of Hydrate IV Bar. I am born and raised here in Denver, Colorado. So 5th generation native. Denver has a huge place in my heart. I had a business degree from Arizona State University and quickly got into medical sales. So my background was working in pain management. I worked with chronically ill patients and did all things pain management. One of them, I guess, relating mostly to what I do now, is working for compounding pharmacies. So saw that these types of clinics were popping up across the country. Denver didn't have anything like it, and I was fascinated. I knew enough of the medical side of it, was familiar with compounding pharmacies and all the supplements that we and take, but didn't really, have a full grasp of IV therapy in general. So just dove right into it, spent about a year, traveled all across the country, went to conferences, met with pharmacists and doctors, and learned as much as I could to make Hydrate IV Bar the best that we can make it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, in your shops, do you have doctors there, or it's nursing staff and phlebotomists, that kind of group?
So we have registered nurses.
Mhm.
Everyone that administers the IV is a registered nurse, and they are amazing at what they do. They make my job very easy. Most of them work in emergency rooms around town, so they'll do 3 12-hour shifts at the hospital, and then they come work with us part-time as well. So they're unbelievable at administering IVs.
That's a really good system, and regretfully, it's like teachers. They have to have a second job. I get that they're happy and they're smiling, because I've seen the pictures and the videos you have on your website. Those are some pretty happy folks.
We get
like
comments
that.
all the time. I mean, it is kind of funny. We have people posting pictures, and they're so happy. And some of the comments are like, "How could someone be smiling when they're getting an IV?" And it's something that we're educating on all of the time, the benefits of what we're doing. But especially Western medicine, we're conditioned to only go to the doctor when we're sick, or only seek medical attention when we're sick. And this is, we're really trying to promote preventative medicine, and nutrition and hydration is, as basic as it gets.
Yeah, I can still be a tough guy and take an IV to fix me up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't have to have a broken arm to have to get some good medicine and some good stuff.
It's not that bad. I mean,
Yeah.
we joke all the time. There's certainly, I guess it's nothing to joke about, but the fear of needles is absolutely a real thing. And we have a lot of people that, see what we're doing and they think there is absolutely no way. And so we know that going into that. And I'm very sensitive to that fear. And so we do everything possible to distract, and we can, touch on that.
Yeah, so we're going to go into some more details about that in just a minute, but I wanted to also ask you about give us kind of a list of services, because yes, it's IV, hydrate IV bar, but I mean, you're asking people to show their cheeks, get a needle of B12 and that kind of stuff. So what are some of the other items on your service list?
Absolutely. So when we came up with the name Hydrate, everything that we do for the most part encompasses dehydration. So we're trying to hydrate you. Dehydration is a result of physical activity, illness, the altitude in Colorado. So for the most part, the bulk of our business is starting with a liter of normal saline. So we are rehydrating you, and then we have vitamins, minerals, amino acids to boost it. So I tell people, think of it like a juice bar or a smoothie bar. You pick, you can, for the most part, come up with your own cocktail. And we have some that boost your immune system. Some are great for endurance. We have like magnesium is wonderful for muscle recovery. So there's a lot of things that we can do to tailor, whether it's doing this preventatively for endurance or doing it retroactively for recovery. And a lot of goodness right there that goes directly into the vein.
Okay, so I get motivated from whatever the source it might be to go to your shop.
Yes.
Why do I know? What do I need to know before I get there?
Sure. So we have, first of all, we do have a medical director. Our doctor is unbelievable. She has a private practice that she works out of, and she's been doing IV therapy for 35 plus years. So many of our clients that come in that are chronically ill, whether that's cancer or something else, she will see under her supervision at her private practice. In our facility at Hydrate IV Bar, we have the same protocol that she would follow. And then we have, between our doctor, between the pharmacist, they come up with the dosages and everything that we're administering. But yeah, when you come in, you have to be 18 years or older in good health conditions. So our nurses have a full consultation. We take your blood pressure, look at all your vitals when you're there, and make sure that this is something that is safe for you to do in our facility.
If I go online, Katie, can I do some of the paperwork online in advance to the blood pressure cuff, and all that stuff?
Absolutely. So if you go on our website, we have iPads that you can do it in our facility. But if you go on the website, hydrateivbar.com, in the footer it'll say new client paperwork. It just takes a few minutes. Once you're in our system, you don't have to do it every time.
Gotcha.
But every visit we do. We want to look at medications, allergies, medical history, any medical concerns that you have at that time, just to make sure that you are a good candidate for us at that time.
Okay, so you get return customers.
Yes.
Have a good experience the first time. What are some of the reasons they come back?
Oh, there's many. Do we only have an hour to talk about that? Just kidding. Yes, so we have an amazing, referral base, and then we have a membership program. So those are clients that are coming in. They are coming at least once a month, and that's really the bulk of our business. And so there are several things that get them coming back. One is our amazing staff. It's very important. We train all of us. We're doing a medical treatment, but we're very much in the service industry. So we're taking something that is traditionally done in a hospital setting, in a doctor's office where there's, it's just not comfortable, not inviting. So we created a very boutique spa-like experience. It's the entire experience from the time you walk in. You hopefully, if we're doing our jobs correctly, you have unbelievable service. So we're offering you a drink, you get a blanket, you can listen to music, we can give you eye shades, and you can, close your eyes and take a nap during that time. We really try to customize it to, what you need during that, say, hour.
That's what I was just going to ask you. What kind of time frame are you looking at?
About an hour. That's really, if you're filling out the new client paperwork, if you're, some people, can take down a liter of normal saline in 35 minutes. So 35, 45 minutes if you're a returning client, and I would say an hour block for a new client.
Yeah, I've seen some of my athletes take it in half time. Yeah, and somebody's like squeezing, but that's a whole different story.
Yeah,
We
they
don't want to
have.
talk about that.
We want,
It's not a
and to
spa,
that
let's just say
point,
that.
yeah, I mean, it's very, it's important to us that as much as, we want to make sure you get your vitamins
Right.
and we're doing our, that job correctly, but we very much want you to enjoy the experience. So we don't want you to feel rushed in and out. We don't want you to come in rushed in and out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't go to a massage therapist and say in the middle of your session, okay, get me out of here.
Yeah.
You expect to stay there. So we want people to come in, unwind, take in the essential oils, put your feet up, try and disconnect from technology
Yeah.
and really enjoy and just let it take as long as it's going to take.
Who defines the cocktail?
The client,
Yeah.
to an extent.
Yeah.
So you would come in and you would say, I've been traveling, I've been on an airplane, I'm exposed to germs, I know
Yeah.
I am, so I want vitamin C and zinc. I am really just feeling low energy right now, so I would like methyl B12.
Mm-hmm.
I just had a really intense workout and my muscles are really achy and crampy, so let's add some magnesium. So for the most part, I mean, everything we have on our menu, they're water-soluble vitamins.
Yeah.
So when your kidneys are in good health, they're going to flush any excess. So we can do this safely.
Gotcha.
Without drawing up any lab work beforehand.
Yeah. So you have referenceable connections to the minerals and the vitamins that people can say, oh, yeah. I've been flying. I need that. And yeah, I was working out the other day and I cramped right in the middle of the routine and I need some of that.
Yes.
Now, do you guys have the medical backgrounds to identify I'm this big and this size and this is how much I need for my body type?
Yeah, so the pharmacist and our doctor come up with that. They're all very conservative dosages.
Mm-hmm.
With that said, we get this all the time. Why would I do an IV versus take an oral supplement?
Yep.
I can get the exact same vitamins from the grocery store. The biggest difference is when you're getting anything intravenously, you're absorbing 100% of the nutrients.
Yeah.
We can give you a lot higher dosages, so it's more effective.
Yep.
Vitamin C, for instance, or you take a multivitamin on an empty stomach
Mm-hmm.
and you're nauseated,
Yep.
your stomach's upset. So when you do anything intravenously, you're bypassing your GI system. So they're not really,
not in conflict with creating those kind of upset stomach
Correct.
Scenarios. I gotcha.
Correct.
So are you getting any feedback, just before our first little pause, I want to know if you're getting any feedback from athletic trainers about, hey, I've been doing these things with my guy or gal, and I want you to put this in there at these levels. Is that acceptable? That's just something that maybe a kind of a, not a purposeful intent there.
We say you can customize it to an extent. Our first priority is going to be patient safety.
Right.
So we're going to do what we feel is, we feel is best. We are more conservative with what we're giving. They can, the dosages that we're giving are really recommended. So we don't go out of those parameters.
Yeah.
Trainers, a lot of times, yes, these athletes are going so hard on their bodies and they either don't have the time to rest or, everything is, I want things faster, I want the convenience, and so this is something that's going to expedite the process. This is
because in Colorado we have the Boulder Boulders coming up soon, and there's both the pro and the amateur, the fun run for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But there's the heavy duty competitors prior to that. And they usually at Boulder, they have medical setups
Absolutely.
for the IV replenishment at the end. But they're training. Boulder is a center of training. You've got training centers all over the state of Colorado for high performance athletes.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody's got their own recipe on how to make you better.
Absolutely. And this is, I'll never claim that, IV therapy is going to save the world. But this is one piece to a health and wellness regimen. And so not only do we, our nurses educate on, the importance of nutrition.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, our food would be completely nutritious and we would get everything we need from
we
our
all make
food.
the right choices.
Yes, but And that's not always the case. It is important to use supplements, and I'm not saying that you should never take an oral multivitamin or anything. This is to be used, in conjunction, but there's no doubt that it is more effective.
Yeah, I like the uptake, and I've got a science and medical background, so I really appreciate that aspect of it, because too often, I don't eat in a timely fashion, and a lot of the supplements, they say take food with it, or it's going to irritate your stomach. So with that being said, our first little pause, I'm going to talk a little bit about germs and bacteria.
They're everywhere.
Because you have to take care of that with gloves, vinyl or non-vinyl gloves and that kind of stuff. So as I promised, I gave you your little sample there.
Thank you.
Of Germ Block from AV Care. And I'm going to ask you, because I said to you, hey, this stuff, and it doesn't have alcohol in it. Take a little bit on your hand and feel the fact that it's lotion, people. It feels like lotion. And because I never know where I put my hands a lot of times, I probably should do this more often. The bacterial cleaning. And it's got 99 point, of bacteria and surgical centers. This is primarily in government hospitals, the VA and military bases, out in the field. Another thing, I didn't realize this.
It's really nice.
Yeah. Here's the thing I didn't realize about this stuff. The military guys, special forces guys, put hand cleaners in their uniform pockets, right? Well, some of them glow. So at night, with the night goggles, the enemy will see your little emblem. So this does not glow in the dark or glow when it gets hit by the night vision goggles.
Yeah.
So it makes them safer.
Well, that's nice. That's
not only germ-free, but they're safer.
It really does. I mean, we're obviously using some sort of hand sanitizer all the time, and not only do we have dry skin in general living here in Denver, but that's one of my biggest complaints with hand sanitizer is it dries out your hand like crazy. This feels awesome.
For the nurses.
Put it on your scrubs.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
so
we need to stock up on this.
Yeah, so eventually we're going through a redo on our website. You'll see a samples button for the AV Care Germ Block that just push the button and you'll get a Germ Block sample sent to you. Fill out the information so we can send it to you. And we'll be talking more and more about this because my athletes come to me and they go, the stuff that has alcohol in it, I won't name their name, but you know what it is. Starts with a P. That's in the training room, it just dries them out. And for some young men and women, their culture has dry skin naturally, and they have a hard time finding lotions that kill the germs and keep them moist. And so, recommending that. So
I like it. That's
our first little break for this morning. And would you please, Katie, tell everybody your website, how they can link up with Hydrate IV Bar?
Yes.
I think I just said it, didn't I, without the .com.
That is www.hydrateivbar.com.
Yeah.
And also social media is a great way to find us. Please follow us on Instagram. It's Hydrate IV Bar or Hydrate_IV Bar. On Facebook you can find us, and then also Yelp and Google.
And you've got 2 locations, right?
We do. We have 2 locations. We just celebrated our 2-year anniversary.
Sweet.
Thank you. At our Cherry Creek Bonnie Bray location. And then we have another one in the Highlands downtown, 32nd and Lowell.
Nice.
And that one's almost 1 year old.
32nd.
Lowell.
Yeah,
yes.
Lowell. Like that. Okay. So that's our first little pause. We're into our next segment now. It's the skills segment, and I'm gonna make sure I remind everybody again. When I say the word skills in our segment, I'm not talking about how to throw a ball skill or how to catch a ball or hit a ball or catch a pass or run real fast or climb a mountain or slide down a hill on your snowboard or your skis. These are skills that get your brain to that place where you're going to execute at your highest level. Now, as it relates to IV Care and what Hydrate IV Bar does, it's about when you're in that chair or when you're getting ready to get to the place, what do you recommend people do to get their mindset, use a skill to get their mindset ready? Now, I talk about breathing techniques, meditation. You mentioned music earlier. I'm also interested in the connection between nutrition and massage as it relates to either pre-coming in or post-IV.
Yes.
To make sure, I mean, the IV gets the materials and the minerals and the salts.
The delivery system.
Yeah, it gets it into your body quickly, But then I know the power of massage and good nutrition kind of can enhance that and get it to the right places. So talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah.
The skills you want people to be aware of to get kind of the max feeling.
Sure. So, again, we have clients that come in, they're feeling sick.
Mm-hmm.
They're have food poisoning and they're throwing up. They just landed in Denver and have altitude sickness,
Yeah.
and they're coming in. They had a little bit too much to drink the night before. They overindulged, and so they're
What?
coming in.
Here?
I know.
How can that
Believe it
be?
or not. So those are all, you're obviously, you don't feel well and you want us to make you feel better quicker.
Yeah.
So they're coming in probably in a completely different mindset. But they're the ones that, it's the biggest swing. If you're coming in throwing up and we're giving you these fluids, you walk out like we just worked magic.
Yeah.
So that's part of the business, but majority of our business and the message and the brand that we really are pushing is general health and wellness. Healthy adults doing this preventatively. You don't have to feel sick. You don't have to have a problem to benefit from what we're doing.
Right.
We have a lot of people that do this as a couple or with friends. And so it's become kind of this social. I mean, we've had blind dates meet,
cool.
And we actually have a couple that met at Hydrate, and now they're engaged. So it's pretty special. But it's a very welcoming environment. We have a private area upstairs if you want to kind of check out, but for the most part, it's social, it's open. A lot of friendships are being made. A lot of people come in with a friend. Our goal is when you're in there, we have good vibes. There's a great energy.
So do you plan social outings?
We
like
do.
Somebody can just take the whole place over?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
We are very involved in the community, whether it's, different health and wellness expos. We work with athletes for, we'll be in the recovery room, whether it's a CrossFit competition. We will go out to golf tournaments.
Nice.
We're happy to do any community involvement, charity service events. And so please keep us in mind for that. We can do any mobile services. And what's really fun, and right now, especially with the summer, is we work with a lot of wedding parties. So
really cool.
Bachelor, bachelorette parties, weddings, or in many cases.
Yeah, get that groom to the altar on time.
You want them and smiling and with some color in their face.
and able to go through the vows and the whole deal. Yeah. No, that's really cool stuff. Until you said something, those are great applications and fun applications of this.
It is fun. It's something that's different. A lot of people, I think, they're so intrigued by what we're doing, whether they like it or don't like it, they want to try it. And even if you don't like it and you try it, you end up liking it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, it works in our favor either way. I'm so confident, if you just give it a try, if you come and see, what we're all about, you'll really like it.
Well, everybody should know that the hydrate _, no, that's for Facebook.
Instagram, hydrate_IV bar.
Okay, so hydrateivbar.com, hydrateivbar.com. We're going to make sure we post that on our website at KUHS Denver. I need an IV.
He's dehydrated.
IV. On 360mindset.com, we're going to post our connections with Katie and the website so people can gather it there. Count on us shooting some Instagram photos out after Katie and I get done here. We'll take a shot in the studio. We'll post some stuff out there for you so people can know where you're at and how to find you. So in our skills segment, the other piece I want to ask you about is, does anybody have to worry about what they eat before they come in, or because people go to that blood donor mindset,
right?
Because it's a needle, with a tube, and
absolutely. When when you're losing blood, you are losing blood. I mean, you can absolutely become lightheaded and nutrients. Yes, This is the opposite. I mean, you're being pumped full of liquid gold.
So can I jump higher and run faster?
I can't promise anything.
Okay.
But absolutely. Obviously, you have to kind of get your mind around the fact that you are going to be getting a needle. There's a needle. There's no way around it. It's funny. We have women that come in and they're like, this is no big deal. I've had babies. I'm not nervous at all.
Yeah.
And then we have some gentlemen that come in that are strong and tough and have sleeve tattoos. And they're the ones that get so nervous of the needle.
Yeah, that's
And I want to tell them all the time, those were needles that did that to you. But obviously, get your mind around, the fact it is a tiny poke. We use the best, the best policies, procedures, equipment, staff. They really make it very, very easy.
When there's standardized medical protocols for IV sets.
Absolutely.
You've got registered nurses there. You've got a medical director. So they all have licensure.
There's license. It's safe. It's sterile.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Everything. We're opening up. The syringes, all the needles being opened up in front of you. You know exactly that everything is sterile. It's the same guidelines. We're regulated the same way as any hospital would be. Yeah. And that's very important that, people understand and trust us that we are doing this very professionally.
So what about connecting after the session, and end of day? And I say, gosh, I feel really great. I feel inside me, but I just got done with a workout. Yes. And I want to continue with that great feeling. Does massage therapy enhance the impact of the IV? Getting into the tissue, making sure that it's still, because if it goes in and there's excess, I'm going to expel it.
Right. Because
I have more than I need. That's the wonderful thing about our body.
Right.
If you don't need it, it gets rid of it. Like vitamin C you mentioned, the fluid itself.
Right.
So.
Yeah. So, first of all, when you're coming in, every visit is a little bit different. Mm-hmm. So some people, it really depends on where your body is at that time. There are times where I go in, I get an IV, and I am jazzed after. I feel great. I have energy. My mood is improved. And it's, that instant. Yeah. And there's other times I get an IV and I wouldn't have even noticed that anything happened. I leave an hour later. Business as usual. Yeah. I may sleep very well that night. I feel really fresh the next day. So it really depends. I don't want, just to set clear expectations. Yeah. Yeah. If you're coming in and you have a headache or a stomach ache and we give you 2 of our medications. So we have Toradol, which is an anti-inflammatory like ibuprofen. Zofran is an anti-nausea medication. So if we're giving you those medications, they're going to be in your body for 8 hours. You'll feel night and day. But if you come in, you feel great when you enter, you may not have this euphoric feeling, leaving. But you are doing a lot of good to the inside of your body. So every visit is a little bit different. And, you don't need to eat differently or drink differently. You can, business as usual when you leave. Yeah. Some people, we have a lot of people that will go get massages afterwards. I think that's an amazing idea, or before, especially when you get a massage, they're loosening up stuff,
opening up the system.
And you want to flush those toxins. So when you get a massage, they always tell you, drink a bunch of fluid. It's the same with when you're under the weather. When you're sick, when I was sick growing up, my dad would say, well, sleep and drink water.
My dad would say, take a salt pill and run a lap. That's what he would tell me.
Oh,
he was a little tougher than most.
I just got to nap.
Yeah,
that was easy.
No. He was like, if it's not broken or bleeding, you just take a salt pill and run a lap.
But it is. It's amazing. Our bodies are unbelievable. And so if you give your body what it needs, if you're properly hydrated, if you're eating well, if you're exercising, if you're taking care of your mental health, it's unbelievable what your body is capable of.
So in the situations you've seen and I say situation, I mean like a person comes in and you get an understanding of who they are, what they do, and you've got these extreme competitors, they're physical or they're very intellectual, or they're working really hard at their desk or traveling a lot. Are there certain times they would rather have the IV, a hydration IV, than others? Like I'm thinking of for myself, I just did I don't forget what it's called. I worked out really hard this morning. And I do TRX, which is the bungee cord stuff, and I do power yoga. Do you think that, because I'm stiff right now, I've got soreness in my arms, should I do an IV after that? So I can minimize the soreness because I've got other things I have to do today to function. I want to scratch my nose and I can't get my hand up. No.
Yes. So to the point, if you're doing, every athlete is a little bit different. What we find with a lot of there's someone running a marathon, or we had a ton of people coming in for the Ironman when it was in Boulder. So especially with events like that, you'll see that a lot of times they're trying to hydrate themselves, right? So they're
Right.
chugging a ton of water, and what you find is you start flushing a lot of electrolytes. It's just getting out of you, and that starts, it's a disservice in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
So then you are taking salt tablets or trying to, consume salt to keep the hydration. So that's, one of the most important things with normal saline. It's 0.9% sodium chloride. It's the same, consistency as our blood. We can't drink salt water because it would mess with our stomach. But
I'd vomit.
Your body, well, yes, your body needs that. So your cells absorb it differently. Yeah. So doing it, before an event, leading up to an event, just for the hydration purposes is wonderful. We have a lot of athletes that will do it the morning of a game or the day before a game, and then the day after the game. And that's where maybe we're giving them magnesium and some of the supplements that are going to help with the quicker recovery.
Yeah. So do you have, not private, but will you adapt your openness, literally your openness, to the professional athlete or that marathon runner?
Absolutely.
So that I've got to do it at 6 a.m. because I run at 9.
Yes. So our normal, our normal business hours are 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Okay.
You don't need an appointment. You can just walk on in. With that said, the weekends get very busy, and it is not chaotic, but there's a lot of going on. There's a lot of people in and out. It's exciting. It's a fun energy. But if you want to mentally be in a space, and we have a lot of people that will put in headphones, they'll meditate. Yeah. If you are looking for that, we either need to have you come in before or after hours, which we're happy to accommodate. We will do mobile services. A lot of our professional athletes, especially when they want their mind right, they don't want all the distractions, we will go to their homes or their training facilities. So we absolutely can make, every circumstance is a little bit different, but we can do mobile as well.
Right, that would save the team hassle, or if they invited you to the training center.
We wouldn't mind that. Yeah,
you wouldn't have to worry about any kind of conflict.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a solution for everything, isn't there?
Yes.
We're going to take our next little pause just for a second, and I'm going to turn to the monitor and take a look at what we've had as far as any changes. Yeah, we've got some people in Oregon now. This is I hope I say this right. Uman Cherkaska. That's over there in those middle, Soviet areas. Some more from Peru. France is still with us. And the folks in New Jersey are still with us. So I want to make sure, shout out to them out there, and welcome to 360 Performance Talk on KUHSdenver.com. I'm here with Katie Wafer. She is one of the owners of Hydrate IV Bar. That's hydrateivbar.com for the website. In this little pause, I'm going to talk a little bit about, we've brought them in before. Athos is a company we deal with. Biofeedback, Katie, is becoming a huge, huge thing.
Yes.
So after I get my IV and all those minerals and vitamins and stuff in my system, I want to know how effective are they in my response, my muscle response. Mm-hmm. So Athos makes shirts and shorts lined with computer wiring. And you put a little, they call them a core, in the shirt, and it measures all of the major canals of muscle. So for those names we know, the quads, the glutes, the hamstring, the biceps, triceps, backs, and abdomen and stuff. So, and it's wireless, so I can watch it on my phone to get that response. Oh my gosh, it's not only amazing, but it's effective, because now as a trainer with Athos, they give you programming with their trainers to tell you what's the right routines to do for this athlete to maximize balance from one side to the other, to focus on a particular grouping of a muscle. Even if you're a really strong, powerful person, you might still have some imbalance someplace.
Absolutely.
And how do you know that? I mean, some trainers are pretty good because they've got experience. They can see, oh, you're kind of tilting, you're walking kind of funny, your strides, but this is a very precise way so that you can, as a trainer, as a professional, say, don't give me that excuse. I've got it right here in front of me.
Right.
With the athlete. As you know from the dancing and the work you've done as an athlete yourself, you know that there's times you kind of go, why am I feeling that way? I'm not.
Well, and what I always, my right side would hurt, but then I would realize that the injury was actually on my left side. So your body starts overcompensating and pulling. Exactly. And your knee hurts and the next second it's your knee and your ankle and everything's connected.
Yeah, so
So
you want to know.
you want to be in proper alignment.
Yeah, and know which part do I need to put work on to
Absolutely.
get that alignment going. So that's Athos. That's liveathos.com is their website. Take a look at that and see what you can find out about some of the great things with biofeedback coming up. And one of the things we're talking about minerals and vitamins. I am a real strong user and promoter of Empower. Empower CBD oils and lotions and bath salts. When I'm a martial arts person, I'm going to be actually testing this weekend for my black belt, my second degree black belt, and in doing that, it's a workout. Even the testing is a workout, and I also compete. So many times with a full body workout like that, a shower is not enough, or just an application of the oil on a spot's not enough. So I get in the bath with the salts. Now CBD, this can be bought online. Because it's CBD. It's less than 0.03% THC, so there's no psychotropic effect of this. If you feel like it is, it's not. You're imagining it.
It's placebo.
Yeah, exactly. The placebo effect, which some people get pretty.
Absolutely.
Yeah, there's
Power
some
of the
power there.
mind.
Yeah, so I was a catcher and point guard in college and high school for baseball and basketball. So my hands are pretty all beat up, and I still work them out. But this really has a great impact in minutes. And there are some doctors that will say, hey, it's a placebo effect, blah, blah, blah. It's not. If you rub it in and put friction in it, like some of the massage therapists I work with, it works. It has an immediate organic and cellular impact on your tissue. So that's Athos and Empower oils. Gives you some great satisfaction.
I love the label. It says, whoops.
That's okay.
It's slippery.
Yeah.
It says, put it where it hurts.
Yeah, exactly. That's good stuff. That's
great.
Really good stuff. So we're going into our mental conditioning segment. We're going to talk about environments. And in doing that, before I come away from this pause, tell me some more things you've heard, Katie, about the impact and the kind of the science behind how IV therapy, in this case, from Hydrate IV bar, has impacted people. What are they walking away with?
Sure. So, IV therapy is nothing new. This is something many people are familiar. It's a late doctor. His name is Dr. John Myers, and he came up with the Myers cocktail. So if you visit our website, we offer the Myers cocktail, and it's kind of the kitchen sink of vitamin IV therapy. One of the first things they do if you go to the hospital or in an ambulance is hook you up to a liter of saline. This is what our body needs. Yeah. And, nutrition supplementation is nothing new either. So what we're doing is taking something that has been done for years, and, the aspect, or really what I pride ourselves in, is the service and the convenience and the affordability and that aspect to it. But, proper nutrition is the key to making your body work. Again, important to eat organic food. Is our food as nutritious as it should be? Are our servings as nutritious? So then we supplement, and many, oral capsules that we're used to taking. I'm not speaking for all of them, but many, even when you're getting them from natural food stores, you need to be sure of everything that they're adding in. A lot of times they're filled, yes, it's vitamin C, but it's filled with so much other junk that your body doesn't need.
What they call buffers, or a powder that's just kind of benign.
And they have to do that in order for it to get through our GI system. And then by the time it's broken down and by the time it actually goes into our blood, you're absorbing about 20% of the nutrients. Still better than nothing. Yeah. And you can't, just do an IV diet every day. But, we're giving you 100% of the nutrients. It's just, we always say we fill your gas tank to full, and then you need to maintain it.
And your activity will have an impact on how you deplete that impact.
Absolutely. Everything, sun, exercise, illness, altitude, these are all things that affect, and genetics.
So what you've said to me is that when I walk out of one of your salons, first of all, I'm not going to feel nauseous, because if I have that, I'm not eating
If you feel poorly when you come in, and we give you medications, if you feel bad when you come in, you're going to feel night and day when you leave.
not placebo effect because it's real. I mean, it's part of
Right.
what happens, but you're gonna have that, and I think there's going to be some. I know from experience, there's going to be some mental acuity increases because the hydration promotes the blood circulation.
Absolutely.
Oxygenated blood to the brain helps for thinking.
B12, B12, we can do it in the IV, but we also do them as injections
Mhm.
into subcutaneous tissue. So B12 is, great for cognitive function.
Mhm.
So you just feel very alert. You just feel sharp. B12 has to pass the blood-brain barrier.
There are some that would say, I can't get enough of that. But
Oh, I want it every day.
yeah, so I can't. They say, what do you mean? I'm kind of dull? What are you trying to tell me?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but
we're so conditioned. We see this all the time. We have people that come in and they're like, I'm, tired all day, so I'm loading up on caffeine,
yeah,
and then I can't sleep. I don't sleep well. I'm waking up multiple times, so then I'm taking a sleeping pill, and it's just this this circle of effect that's so hard to get out of.
are you guys tracking people getting away from those more traditional and not so pleasant situations like the sleeping pill syndrome?
Absolutely.
Close
we
to the
want
narcotic kind of.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about what we're doing, I've worked in medical sales, I've worked in pain management, I've worked with chronically ill patients, and I would say the best part about the clients that come in to hydrate, they want to feel better.
Yeah.
They care about feeling better, and they want to do anything it takes. And so, it's important. There are some people that I'm convinced that it's easier being sick. And so
yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
you have to put in the work, you have to put in the energy, you have to be creative, you have to and the mind. I mean, mind is a powerful thing. You can,
Yeah.
well, and the same thing, pain is subjective. So when you
Well,
have
I like what you're saying about, when you, because of your experience in pain management, the issue is getting in control of your emotions,
right,
and having expectations that help you to manage those emotions in ways that are prepared to take on the challenges of everyday life. So
right,
when you add an IV therapeutic process with a good nutritional diet, and you're thinking about routines and making good plans, so your brain is ready to, oh yeah, I'm going to meet Katie today for a radio show, and here's what I have to, so you have preparation for that.
and it's consistency. I mean, like
Yeah.
you said, it's important that we do have that routine and we do make it a habit and that we are consistent. So many people come in, we have an MIC injection. They're amino acids,
Mhm.
which help your body convert its own fat
Yep.
into energy. So it's a fat burner, more or less. This is not a magical shot. You're not going to get this shot, eat a donut, and lose 10
What?
pounds. So, it is important that we have to be careful with everything we say. We don't want to set
Yeah.
false expectations. You need to, if you could build this into a regular regimen, that's what's going to benefit you.
Yeah, I've had
Hugely.
experiences with people that aren't in touch with the realities of what life brings them.
Well, we all want a quick fix. I wish
Yeah, voodoo donuts are one of my faves.
I know. Life is about balance.
Yeah.
I mean, you need to.
Well, and I was look at my wife the other day. She made this great lemon blueberry cake, and
Nice.
it's, oh my gosh. And I said, and she says, "You've had 2 pieces of that." I said, "Yeah, but I just did TRX." So
But I ate it while I was on the treadmill.
yeah, well, that doesn't work either. So I have to back off of that. So we're talking about bouncing around the next 7, which is mental conditioning, and that's about environment. That's about mental conditioning, meaning you're conditioning your brain to be prepared to respond.
Mm-hmm.
So you set up your mindset, you're using skills to make sure that's active and ready to be drawn upon, and now you've got this mental condition which is cued and triggered by what's in your environment. So take me, when I walk through the door of the shop, what are some of those cues and triggers you want people to really see about what you guys are doing before I even get in the chair?
The entire atmosphere. The colors that I picked on the walls are all going along the lines with our hydrate, but everything are very calming blues. It feels like you're in a living room. You're very comfortable. You sit back. It just takes that edge off. You have, our nurses, everyone there, they truly, they're amazing. They're wonderful. So they make you feel very good. What can I do for you?
I can only imagine what they look like in person, because the videos and the shots you have on your website are all very positive. I mean, their faces, their body posture, the plate. I mean, obviously you can set up photographs and stuff,
Right.
but so I can only imagine from that what it would be in a real life experience. And I see that you've got the nice lounge chairs like you'd see in a IV.
We really, I've made it a priority to pay attention to detail, and it is very important to me. I mean, everything from the organic soy candles that are lit to the hand
That's awesome.
towels
Yeah, that's
to,
awesome.
there's some things that people probably think, you're going way overboard. Why? But those little details matter to me. And say what, I have a business mentor that has told me, she said, Katie, your job, you're the keeper of the culture. You have created this culture for your business.
That's a good point.
And I love that. I think about that every day. Like, how can I keep our culture? And so that comes from my attitude, my energy. If I'm not in a good space, that will roll down, the chain. And so everyone that we've hired, we're a family. They are wonderful. You check problems at the door. You're happy. And a lot of our nurses now, they're comparing this to working trauma at Denver Health at 4 a.m. So, is it
therapeutic for them then too?
It is. They say this all the time to me. They're like, this is my happy job.
Nice.
And I couldn't ask for anything. I mean, that makes me so happy and so proud that we have created an environment where not only the clients can come in and get this energy, but also our staff. And so it is so important. It's so important that we are being healthy, that we practice what we preach. We have to believe in it. And all of our nurses, they have to love it and practice it and promote it.
So how much of your business, what's the ratio of your on-site versus in-shop business? You're going out there and giving the mobile service versus the in-house?
Yeah, mobile is only about 25%. So it's really, it's an avenue that we've looked into kind of entertaining more. If it's, certainly huge events, we love doing that. It's fun. It's and those are usually centered around athletes and different, sporting events.
I'm thinking the blood drive model, or the food truck.
Absolutely.
The gourmet food truck kind of thinking. That model.
And we would love,
popular.
This summer if, there's races around town, and we would love to have a tent set up and be part of the recovery.
Is there a phone number that people should contact for that kind of stuff? If they're listening to us and saying, oh yeah, I'm part of the committee that's going to put together,
Absolutely. So if you're interested, if you, work for a business, a charity, any fun events this summer or any time, and you think that we would be a good fit, please contact us. The best would be to email us at info@hydrateivbar.com. Or give us a call. Our main location is the Bonnie Bray location, and that phone number is 303-209-0989. My name is Katie. Everything gets passed along to me, so I'll be in touch with you shortly. We would love to hear. We're very flexible with what we can do.
Now I want to come back to the actual sites. I know that I like the combination of the blues and greens that you have in the coloring of stuff that you put up, but also the feel, the contemporary feel of the design of logos and things of the image.
And I can credit my mom for that. She's an unbelievable interior designer and artist, and so the art on the walls, and she's wonderful. But yes,
is there a good flow too when you like movement and you've thought about that as well?
Yes. So you walk in. Our goal was to get you in the chair and sitting down as soon as possible, as comfortable. So you check in, especially if you've been in before, if you're a member. They walk in the back door, sit in the chair. We already know what they want.
Gotcha.
It's kind of neat. And so you sit back. There's phone chargers, headphones. There's a big TV. We have books. We have different apps for meditation, like we were talking about. Immediately you can expect can we get you coffee, water, tea? We have an amazing lemon ginger tea that everyone asks for.
Let's make sure we really focus on the high technology stuff. What's the Wi-Fi like?
We have Wi-Fi. We have a lot of people that come in and they sit on their laptop for an hour. They get on a conference call. Multitasking at its finest. So feel free.
I'm thinking Spotify. I'm going to get my Spotify account.
And then you can expect hang out for about 45 minutes with us. We are constantly checking on you, even with the procedure itself, as far as paying attention to detail. The catheters that we use are 22 gauge needles. I mean, that's what you would use in pediatrics hospital. That's what they're using on babies. So again, we are in no rush to get this fluid to you. We want it to be comfortable and as pleasant as possible.
Yeah, if you started talking to me, I wouldn't even feel that stick with that small
it's a tiny
needle.
poke. The needle doesn't stain your arm. It's a plastic catheter, so you can bend your arm. And we warm the fluid, so it should be as warm as body temperature. In the hospital, you get this saline, and you get cold.
Down on the dock during the afternoon.
Little things like that. We want to make it important that you're feeling comfortable. I tell you, the line starts, and I could sit there and take a nap, fall asleep, and you don't even notice that it's happening.
And Katie, those are details that from what I do in the performance world, environmental conditions are hugely important. Especially on the first time coming in, the colors, the shapes, the flow, and the movement.
The nurse that remembers your name, asks about your children, ask that. I mean, that's part of it. There are times where our nurses, they say, I can't believe I'm getting paid to sit here and hang out and make friends. And
no, that's good stuff.
It's so cool. We want it to be very personal. We want you to have a relationship with us. We want you to trust us. And so that's a priority from the beginning. And that comes naturally to everyone. But
so we've talked a lot about what the last segment's about, which is process. That's what I call performance results. So you've talked about the process, the needle, the colors, the shapes, all those kind of things from mental conditioning moves us right into performance results because we want to know, hey, I'm in this great place. This is awesome. Now, as I get up and I get done, what should I expect out of this process?
Sure.
And we've talked a little bit about that, the feelings, the cognitive response time kind of stuff. And have you gotten feedback from people that have utilized the service from how others have perceived them and what that has been like?
Yeah, a lot of times, we have people that say, my husband wonders why, is this really a priority? Do I need to be spending this every month? And again, if you do it one and done, those results are going to be way different than someone who's doing it consistently, who has built that plateau. Cold and flu season was horrible this year. And we have, the statistics with us, with our clients who were doing this regularly, who did not get sick. Who has time to take, 2 weeks off of work and feel horrible? You don't. And so to that, that's priceless to me. But yeah, we have, there are people who will give them, if you're cramping and all, or, you have cramps and we give you magnesium, it's going to help your muscles. It helps you relax. It's a vasodilator. So there's absolute truth to that. Helping with your endurance, it helps your skin appearance. A lot of people, our skin is our largest organ. And anything that's going on in the inside is going to be flushed out from the outside. So everything from psoriasis to acne to dry skin, that's why my skin's glowing right now. I got an IV yesterday.
I don't think mine will ever glow.
It will. You need some vitamin C.
Not that I'm not going to try it. I'm going to try it, but I don't expect that as one of the outcomes for me.
Yeah, but no, obviously, boosted immune system.
Yes.
Improved cognitive function. Great for mood, improves mood.
You have a contact and a colleague of both of ours, Nikki Burnett, and Nikki was some of the impetus behind us getting together and getting to know one another. But in her profession as a nutritionist, she and I have talked routinely about the beneficial connection of the system, the digestive system, circulatory system, and IV therapy impacts all of that. So there's kind of this concert. You mentioned earlier about getting the plateau, getting everything kind of in balance. So there's an equal amount of fluidity, no, that's the wrong word, fluid, hydration throughout the body so that nutrients can get where they're supposed to get.
When you have that balance going on, when you're properly hydrated, your digestive system works better. Obviously, skin appearance, dehydration, results in high blood pressure and constipation and different. So when you're properly hydrated, your body's a system. When it's in balance, it moves so much more effectively. I don't know about you. If I have not been drinking water during the day or not eating properly, everyone jokes about, the term hangry. I get hangry.
Yeah.
I get this brain fog. I don't feel right. And then,
Yeah, I'm a big, well, and with professional athletes that I deal with, and you've dealt with them too, is that I encourage them, put snacks in your backpack. I mean, this is a little bit outside the
but quality
hydration.
snacks, right?
Right,
I mean,
yeah,
and it's hard.
Yeah. Well,
But
the one-
Nikki, she's amazing. I mean, she talks about even with vitamins. I mean, our doctor is adamant that we don't use preservatives, that everything is the highest
Yeah.
quality, because a lot can be, you can label something one thing and then you read the fine print.
Well, you can't get the performance results you want with any system.
Taking shortcuts.
Yeah, or putting not the best stuff in it. Like, for example, I thought beef jerky was kind of off of my list. And then when I talked to Nikki about protein, she said, grass-fed beef jerky. That's the best. It's a great snack. Coconut milk, which I think she probably lives with coconut milk, but using it as a dressing supplement. Make your own dressings with coconut milk. So it's not, we have more to learn, people. We have lots more to learn about the quality of what we deliver. We're in the last couple of minutes of the show for today. And I want to thank Katie Wafer.
Yes.
HydrateIVBar.com is the website. We're going to ask her to give the numbers again here in just a second. But I want to thank everybody out there for spending the time you do on every Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time to come in and listen to KUHSdenver.com. I'm so blessed to be part of the bookends of the great music that the folks here put out. It brings back memories for me because it's a lot of old school stuff, jazz and rock and roll. It's wonderful stuff. So I'm really grateful for being here. By all means, stay tuned and take a look at KUHSdenver.com and also 360mindset.com. We're going to post some things about the Hydrate IV bar. Make sure you've got those numbers. But Nikki, I'm thinking of Nikki Burnett again. Katie, share with us again the phone numbers to get in touch, the info line to make sure people can get some information and ask questions about what you do.
Sure. So we would love, we'll take any and all questions. We have two locations. Bonnie Bray location, the phone number is 303-209-0989. We have our Highlands location. That phone number is 720-535-1919. Please follow us on social media. We are constantly doing fun events out in the community, giving specials. So our Instagram, hydrate_IV bar, or search Hydrate IV bar on Facebook. Of course, visit our website. And if you are hesitant, skeptical, really can't get your head around what we're doing, please look at our reviews on Google, on Yelp. We have something like 85 5-star reviews. And,
nice.
I'm not just saying that to...
No, it's real, girl.
Well, it's real, and I'm so proud. I am proud. And it's really something that, that gives me the confidence. I know we're doing something that is helping so many people. And so just see what, strangers like yourselves thought about us. And we really, we love what we're doing. Welcome. It's really fun. So thank you for having us.
I'm glad you were here. So we're gonna check out for today. Thank everybody again, but we're gonna check out with Christina Aguilera and Genie in a Bottle and say goodbye for today with our folks on the airwaves listening to KUHSdenver.com. I'm Lowell Whiteman, your host of 360 Performance Talk. Have a great Friday.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
I can't believe that was an hour.
Yeah, we're done. Yeah.
How fun.
We're still on that. Oh. So that's okay. That's okay. That's good stuff. But that's the way we ended anyway. So it's awesome stuff.